Okay, this is another wonderful data science questions people love asking. Now, I would like to mention that um, many people, when they see this problem, they immediately want to solve using a theoretical approach like probability, right? But if you're applying companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, etc., especially if you're applying for their research team or um, machine learning data science team, they might want you to solve a little bit different approach, right? And so I'm gonna try to explain my approach without going detailed. Uh, sorry, before going to explain the theoretical approach. So now we denote the minimum of x and y as u and maximum of x and y as v. So they are uh, of course, x and y is uniformly distributed between 0 and 1, right? So now I have intervals 0 and 1, and I said, well, u is always smaller than v, right? So that's why I put v here and u here. Now assume we want to find expected value of the minimum, expected value of the u, right? Assuming v is somewhere here, so that I want to find the expected value, well, in this case, it will be this point. Now I want to find what this point is. Now another thing is, if u is somewhere here, then expected value of the v would be somewhere here. So now the question turns to, what is the best way to put these 2 points, u and v, such that we divide 0, 1 into two equal parts, and look, u and v should be far away from each other with the same distance from 0 and 1. So the answer is, as you can guess, is immediately is 1 over 3, right? So in that case, so this point is 1 over 3, and this point is, of course, 2 over 3. So expected value of the u is 1 over 3, and expected value of the v is 2 over 3. Now let's solve this with theoretical approach, right? Okay. Now we said u is expected value. U was the minimum. U was minimum of x and y, right? So now we can write this as probability of the u smaller than u is, we can write this as a minimum of x and y, right? That's smaller than or equal to u. Then that's going to be, I can write this as a complement, so it's going to be 1 minus u is bigger, u is smaller than minimum of x and y, right? So that's going to be 1 minus. Now if minimum is bigger, that means u is smaller than x, and u is smaller than y, right? That's telling us that because they're independent of each other, I can write this as u is smaller than x, and probability u is smaller than y. Okay. That's, oops, I think I made a mistake somewhere here. It should be strictly smaller, because we already had, notice this one, we already had equal sign here, so it's strictly. So I'm going to delete the strict part. Okay, I make this strictly smaller. I delete the equal part. Okay, this is good. Now we can write this down as what? This is going to be, so this is going to be 1. That's going to be 1 minus x, and this is also 1 minus x. 1 minus, not 1 minus x, 1 minus u. Oops, sorry. So okay, let's write this down clearly. 1 minus u and 1 minus u. So this is going to be 1 minus u square. Okay, how I got 1 minus? It's because 1 minus u is like this. U smaller than, strictly smaller than x, is that we can write this as 1 minus x smaller than u. Well, this is telling us this part is already x, so this is going to be, oh, this not xu. So that's going to be 1 minus u. Okay, so we found that this is 1 minus x, u square, right? Now, okay, so it's not going to fit here, so let's continue in the next page. Remember, we have this part, and I showed how we get this one. So indeed, this is how we get 1 minus u. Oops, not that part. Let me show you this one. Actually, I showed how we get this part. Okay. Now, let me in the next slide continue with to find expectation, but before that, because this is CDF, that's a cumulative distribution function. So people write this as u like this. Okay. So now we have f of u is 1 minus u square. Now derivative of this one is going to be f of u would be 1. Oops, it's going to go away. So this is going to be minus 2 times 1 minus u, then minus 1, which is 2 times 1 minus u. Okay, now we can find expected value of u, which is from 0 to 1, u times f of u du, which is going to be 2 times from 0 to 1, and u times 1 minus u, okay, du. So this is going to be 0 to 1, u minus u square du. This is going to be 2 times u divided by 2 minus u over 3. Oops, nope. I made a mistake. Wait a second, I can't do this one. Why? What is this one? 2 times u squared divided by 2 minus u cubed divided by 3, right? 0 to 1. This is telling me 2 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3. This is telling me 2 times. This is 3 minus 6, 1 over 6, which is 1 over 3. This is the exact answer we got. Is from the first method we applied, right? So that's how we find. Now you can do the same calculation with v, and I'm sure you will find 2 or 3. Even the question is not asking, we already found this one. Thanks. See you next time.